Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. With me today is Lynne George, Director of the Idea Bank here at Troy University. And Lynne, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
And we're here, normally when we talk about the Idea Bank, we're talking about college students and entrepreneurs and college-age entrepreneurs, students that are trying to get that business idea going, but we're shooting a little bit younger for what we're talking about here today. We're talking about a summer camp, about entrepreneurship. Tell us a little about what you've got going on this summer.
Well, entrepreneurship is really a rising interest among young people, especially with technology and social media. It's getting easier and easier for a young person to start a business and profit off of it. So we really want to reach a younger audience and support our high school students. So we're doing a camp this summer specifically for high school students. It is sponsored by Wiregrass Resource Conservation and Development Council. It's a bit of a mouthful, WRC&D. But we are doing this to recruit some high school students who want to start their own business, want to be their own boss. We will spend a week with them, helping them develop their business plan, practice their pitch, and just teach them about what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. And then we'll wrap it up with a pitch competition, and each student will compete for a chance to win a scholarship to Troy University.
Oh, so they're entrepreneurs, they're business people, they're trying to do this, but there's that competitive edge to see who could come up with the best idea.
Yes, it's going to be great because no matter what happens, each student will leave with a plan that's custom to what they want to do. They should come with their idea, and we'll help them work through a plan for making that idea happen. But then you also get the added benefit of maybe walking away with some scholarship money to Troy.
And of course, it doesn't hurt to expose 15 to 20 high school students about what the university's Idea Bank has to offer if they make that next step.
Yes, exactly. As we build the Idea Bank programming, we definitely want to spread awareness of how we can support young, aspiring entrepreneurs in both an academic and a non-academic way.
And of course, my thought would be, high school students, is that too young to be thinking of entrepreneurship and business? Because even for college students sometimes, but it's not too young. There's high school students out there that are trying to come up with business ideas?
No, it's not too young at all. Like I said, I think it's really a rising interest. I feel like when I was in high school, the more common thing, at least for someone interested in business, was to pursue kind of your traditional business degree. But now, I guess with the knowledge sharing and access to social media and technology that these high school students grew up with, it's so much easier to educate yourself and promote a product or promote a service and even profit from being an influencer, being on social media. So how can we take that new niche and turn it into something big?
And of course, how does the working system of the Idea Bank kind of flow into the camp structure here of what the Idea Bank does on a regular basis for college students? How does that work in converting to the high school age and be able to work in this camp?
So there's a lot of easy transitions. We do a lot of one-on-one consulting with college students. We're going to do a lot of that just with high school students, so the conversations may be a little bit different because these students won't have as much business class experience. But we also do a lot of educational workshops, so we'll just tweak our programming to fit more of a high school audience with a little bit less expertise on your traditional business plan. And a little bit less expertise on financials and things like that. But yeah, we're going to do basically the same things, it'll just be, the messaging will be tweaked a little bit.
And what are you looking for? What kind of students would be your ideal students to take part in this camp?
I would love to have a group of high school students who want to be their own boss and have an idea of why and have an idea of in what industry. So whether it's, and one thing I want to make clear is you don't have to be inventing a new invention. I mean, if you want to open a bakery and that's your passion and you want to open this business but you don't really know how, then come to this camp and we can develop a plan for making this really amazing, unique bakery that you want to open. That's just an example.
Well, and that's what I started thinking about. We talk about, there are high school students out there who are making a living and doing things like lawn mowing services and cooking and crafts and things like that once again in the entrepreneurship world a skill or a hobby can instantly be flipped and turned into a gig.
Yeah, I feel like that's the dream. Like, how can you make your hobby and your passion into something profitable? And that's what we want to do for young people.
All right, now if anybody does want to get involved with this, what can they do to sign up, to register? Give us the rundown on that. So.
Troy.edu/summer camps.
Okay.
Go to that website. It'll be one of the first ones that pops up. Entrepreneurship Summer Camp. All the information and links and applications are there. If you still need help, call the Idea Bank 334-800-808-6794.
All right, and only about 15 or 20 spots, right? So it's a little
Right.
bit competitive. Before you even get to the scholarship competition,
Right.
it's going to be a little bit competitive to get into one of those spots for the camp. So we want to
Yes.
register early and get involved that way.
Absolutely. And that's part of entrepreneurship. It's competitive out there.
So. All right, well, Lynne, good luck with the entrepreneurship camp. And it sounds like it's an interesting and new way to bring high school students into the entrepreneurship age. I want to thank you for joining us here
Yes.
today.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.